Welcome to the Sleeping Physicist. This is a space where physics becomes poetry, where science drifts into silence, and where your mind can wander softly between the edges of thought and the stillness beneath it. Wherever you are, lying down, listening in the quiet dark, or simply letting the day loosen its hold, you are in the right place. Because tonight, we're exploring one of the most haunting and beautiful questions ever asked by human minds. Do parallel universes exist? It sounds like science fiction, like a whisper from imagination rather than mathematics. But in the deepest corners of physics, this question isn't fantasy. It's a possibility written in the equations that describe reality itself. A quiet question beneath everything, asking whether the universe you know, the one that holds your memories, your choices, your breath, might be only one among countless others. So, before we begin, just let the idea settle. Let the boundaries of what feels certain blur a little. Because this is not a journey of answers, but of awareness. And the first step into the multiverse begins not with a telescope, but with a thought. The night sky has always been a mirror for our wondering. Every star, a question burning light years away. When we look upward, we see history, light that has been traveling for billions of years, carrying messages from long before the Earth formed. And yet, what if beyond that light, beyond everything we can observe, there are other skies entirely? Other realities expanding quietly beside our own, just beyond the reach of our perception. For centuries, cosmology assumed the universe was everything. All of space, all of time, all of existence, contained within a single cosmic horizon. But as our understanding deepened, as we began to uncover the strange behavior of quantum particles and the silent acceleration of galaxies, something unexpected began to emerge. It seemed that the universe might not be a single canvas. It might be part of an infinite gallery. In quantum mechanics, the smallest events are never singular. An electron doesn't spin left or right until observed. It exists in both states at once, suspended in possibility. This is called superposition. When we measure it, the wave of probabilities collapses into one reality. But what if it doesn't collapse at all? What if every possible outcome becomes real, each one unfolding in its own parallel world? That was the radical suggestion of Hugh Everett, a young physicist who, in 1957, dared to take quantum theory literally. He called it the many worlds interpretation. In Everett's vision, every quantum event branches reality itself, not metaphorically, but physically. Each moment of decision, each flicker of chance, gives rise to new universes. Infinite realities expanding in silence, side by side, like reflections in an endless mirror. In one universe, you are here, listening to these words. In another, perhaps you chose something else, turned off the light earlier, or never found this recording at all. Each version continues, complete in its own timeline. From your perspective, only one is real. But from the perspective of the cosmos, all are. It's a concept both dazzling and deeply humbling, because it means that reality may never make a single choice. It plays out every possibility. And you, this conscious awareness listening now, are one expression of that infinite unfolding. But the multiverse isn't just a quantum idea. It appears again in cosmology, written across the vastness of space-time. Our universe began in an instant of unimaginable expansion called the Big Bang. Yet, according to modern inflationary theory, that expansion may not have been unique. The energy of the early universe could still be inflating elsewhere, endlessly, creating bubble universes, each one its own cosmos, with its own laws of physics, its own kind of light, its own story of beginning. If you could step outside our cosmic bubble, you might see others drifting beside it, endlessly multiplying in a higher dimensional ocean. A multiverse not made of fantasy, but of space itself, infinite, eternal, and ever unfolding. Some physicists call this the eternal inflation model. Others prefer to think of it as a cosmic foam, a sea of universes where new worlds are born like bubbles from quantum fluctuations. The math suggests that this process has no end. Even as our universe cools and expands, new universes are forming, expanding, evolving, forever. And somewhere in that vastness, there might be another version of you, walking beneath a sky almost identical to this one, wondering if there are other versions of themselves doing the same. It is an idea that both enlarges and softens the mind. Because if infinite universes exist, then every possibility already has a home. Every path is taken. Every moment that could happen does. And in that infinite variety, perhaps there is no loss, only transformation. When you think of yourself, you might picture a single thread of time, a continuous line of memory and experience moving from past to future. But in the quantum view, time might not be a line at all. It may be more like a field, a vast landscape where every point already exists, waiting for consciousness to move through it. In that sense, your awareness is not confined to one universe or one version of yourself. It's part of a greater field of consciousness that observes from within every possible world. You are the observer and the observation intertwined. This brings us to one of the quietest, most profound implications of all. If every possible universe exists, what connects them? What is the thread that binds infinite realities together into something coherent, something knowable? Perhaps the answer lies in the very act of awareness itself. In physics, the observer is never truly separate from what is observed. Every measurement, every perception changes what is being seen. Reality, it seems, depends on observation to define itself, which means consciousness might not be an accidental byproduct of the universe. It might be part of its foundation. Imagine that awareness, the silent presence within you, is like a lens through which the multiverse looks at itself. Each universe, each timeline, each flicker of existence, a reflection of that same cosmic consciousness gazing back. In one universe, it wears your face. In another, perhaps a different one. But it is the same light, refracted through infinite possibilities. Some call this poetic, some call it mystical. But the equations of quantum physics, the mathematics of cosmology, and the mystery of consciousness all point toward a truth that resists separation, that the observer and the observed, the universe and awareness, are not two things. They are one phenomenon, expressed through countless variations. So when we ask, do parallel universes exist? We might also be asking something quieter, something more intimate. Is reality itself infinite in the ways it can dream? It is possible that the answer cannot be found in data alone, because the multiverse is not just a scientific theory. It is a mirror for the nature of perception. It asks us to consider that reality may be more like a wave than a wall, a wave that includes everything that can be, overlapping, continuous, endlessly recombining. And just as a wave cannot separate one ripple from another without losing its essence. Perhaps existence itself cannot separate one universe from the next. They all rise from the same quantum ocean, an ocean that is still, silent, and everywhere at once. If that is true, then parallel universes are not somewhere else. They are here, layered invisibly within this very moment. Every breath, every possibility, every version of now, folded softly into the same timeless field. When you close your eyes, you may not see them, but you can sense their rhythm, the infinite hum beneath perception, the quiet echo of existence repeating itself in different keys. The universe you know is one melody in that infinite song, and consciousness, your consciousness, is the listener. So perhaps the real mystery isn't whether other universes exist. Perhaps the deeper question is why this one feels like yours. What is it about this version of reality that holds your attention, your memories, your sense of I am? Physics may not yet have an answer, but somewhere in the silence between the equations, there's a hint that reality and awareness are entangled, that the universe is not a cold expanse of disconnected worlds, but a living tapestry of perception itself. You are not separate from the multiverse. You are the multiverse, aware of one of its reflections. And when you wonder about those other worlds, about the infinite variations of stars, of choices, of lives, remember that wonder itself is the bridge. The moment you ask, you are already touching them. Every thought, every imagination, every whisper of possibility, they are all small doorways opening into the infinite. And as you listen, as the words begin to fade into the background, notice how that infinite feels. Not overwhelming, but peaceful. Not distant, but close. It's the quiet beneath everything, the quiet question beneath reality itself. If the multiverse exists, then reality itself must be far larger and far stranger than anything the human mind evolved to comprehend. But perhaps comprehension is not the goal. Perhaps we are not meant to grasp infinity, but to feel it, like the echo of a vast ocean resonating through a seashell held to the ear. To imagine the structure of infinite universes, we must step carefully, softly, because the scale quickly dissolves any sense of reference. There is no outside to the multiverse, no background space in which it floats. It is all there is, a self-existing field rippling with endless creation. Some cosmologists picture it as a froth of bubbles, each bubble a universe born from a quantum fluctuation in a higher dimensional space called the false vacuum. Inside each bubble, time begins, energy condenses, laws emerge, and perhaps life, too, awakens, unaware that beyond its horizon, other bubbles are forming, expanding, colliding, drifting away forever. Others prefer to see it not as bubbles, but as branches, a cosmic tree whose roots lie in the quantum foundation of reality. Each branch splits, endlessly, each leaf a unique version of existence, all connected through the same invisible trunk of possibility. And there are still other visions. String theorists imagine a vast, multidimensional landscape, a hyperspace with perhaps 10 or 11 dimensions, most of them curled up beyond perception. Within that landscape, every stable configuration of these dimensions gives rise to a different universe. Different constants, different particles, different symmetries. Each universe is like a note played on the same unseen instrument, the cosmic string vibrating at frequencies that define its form. It's easy to think of these as separate places, but perhaps that's a trick of the mind. an artifact of being three-dimensional creatures trying to imagine something beyond. Maybe the multiverse is not a collection of objects at all, but a single continuous structure, like one infinite tapestry woven from threads of potential. Every universe, every reality, every moment, a pattern within that fabric. If you could step far enough back, there might be no distinction between one and the next. Just a seamless field of existence, vibrating with all that could ever be. And within that vast field, there is you, a point of awareness, a window through which infinity looks back at itself. Physicists have tried to map this vastness with mathematics, using equations as lanterns. They find patterns that hint at infinity, a self-replicating geometry where universes can give birth to others, where time itself might be recursive. One universe ends in a black hole, and the singularity within that hole seeds another cosmos, a new beginning in another dimension of space-time. Creation folding endlessly into itself, like mirrors facing mirrors, with no first and no last reflection. If this is true, then every end is a beginning, every collapse a continuation, and the structure of reality is not linear, it breathes. The multiverse, seen this way, is not chaos, it's order beyond comprehension, a living architecture that expands, collapses, renews, and observes itself through countless forms of awareness. In this architecture, you are not a spectator. You are part of its design, a fleeting but precise arrangement of atoms, consciousness, and time that allows the multiverse to experience itself as human. Every time you notice your own existence, you complete a circuit between the infinite and the individual. The cosmos becomes self-aware through you. Now, let's soften the focus again. Step away from equations and let imagination breathe. Picture an infinite library, not of books, but of realities. Every shelf stretches without end, each one containing a universe. Some are bright, filled with galaxies and life. Others are dark, silent, almost empty. And somewhere among them is ours, glowing faintly in the quiet. Now imagine walking between these shelves. Every step takes you not through space, but through possibility. One universe vanishes behind you as another unfolds ahead. You can never visit them physically. The distances are not distances at all, but differences in the deep structure of reality. Yet somehow, through thought, through imagination, you can sense them. Because the same awareness that experiences this world could just as easily experience another. You are not bound to this universe in essence, only in form. Awareness is not a product of matter. Matter is the language awareness uses to express itself. Perhaps this is why the multiverse feels familiar, even when it seems impossible. Because it's not just out there, it's in here. It's the field from which consciousness arises, the same field that generates space and time and the illusion of separation. There's another way to see it. Some theories in quantum cosmology suggest that all possible universes coexist not in space, but in a single mathematical structure. A timeless pattern that includes every configuration of energy and information. In this view, the multiverse doesn't evolve through time. It simply exists all at once, eternally complete. Past, present, and future are all woven together into one infinite whole. Your life, then, every choice, every version, every path, is not something unfolding, but something already written across the vast geometry of being. You are moving through it like a beam of light through crystal, revealing one angle at a time. It sounds abstract, but notice how it feels. There's something deeply peaceful in the idea that everything is already held within the totality, that nothing can truly be lost, because every version of reality already exists somewhere within the infinite architecture. When you make a choice, you are not erasing other paths. You are simply turning toward one version of the whole. The others continue silently, like stars you can no longer see but know are still burning. And maybe that's what déjà vu is. Not memory, but resonance. The faint vibration between neighboring universes where the frequencies of experience briefly align. Now, let's drift deeper. Imagine looking at a single atom, a small world of electrons orbiting an invisible center. If you could magnify it enough, you'd see that those electrons aren't solid objects. They're probability waves spread out across space, existing in many potential states until something observes them. At that moment, the wave collapses. The atom becomes definite. But what if, instead of collapsing, the wave simply divides? One outcome here, another there, each in its own universe. Then every atom, every particle, every interaction would be a branching point. The multiverse would not just be cosmic, it would be intimate. It would exist within every breath, every flicker of thought. Every time a neuron fires, a cascade of quantum events occurs. If the many worlds view is true, then with every thought, reality multiplies. Infinite versions of you, living infinite variations of this same moment. And in that infinite branching, consciousness flows like water, continuous, effortless, and unbroken. What if consciousness itself is what unites them? The current running through every world, linking them not through space but through awareness. If so, then the multiverse is not cold and mechanical. It is alive, an infinite field of awareness exploring itself through variation. Sometimes, when we talk about infinite universes, it's easy to feel small, to imagine ourselves as nothing, one brief spark in an endless expanse. But there's another way to see it. You are not separate from infinity. You are made of it. The atoms in your body, the quantum fields that sustain your existence, they are the same patterns that ripple through every other universe. The same equation that writes galaxies also writes your heartbeat. You are not observing the cosmos from outside. You are the cosmos observing from within. Even if infinite realities exist, this one, the one you're experiencing right now, is perfectly complete. Every parallel version of you is not a stranger, but another angle of the same awareness. You are the intersection point of infinite universes, a momentary window through which they all become conscious. That is the architecture of infinity. Not walls of separate worlds, but mirrors reflecting mirrors, each showing a different aspect of the same timeless consciousness. And if you listen closely, you might feel it, the subtle hum of existence beneath thought. The way silence isn't empty, but full. The way stillness seems to breathe, even when nothing moves. That hum, that pulse, is the signature of the multiverse. Not out there, but here. It's the sound of infinite possibility vibrating just beneath the surface of now. When you breathe in, you breathe the same space that spans all universes. When you breathe out, the boundary between them dissolves. Awareness expands. Infinity becomes intimate. And in that stillness, the question returns, softly, as if from the universe itself. Do parallel universes exist? Or is existence itself parallel? One infinite being, dreaming through countless reflections. Maybe the answer isn't yes or no. Maybe the answer is this. that you are the meeting point where all universes converge, a momentary pattern of infinite awareness, watching itself unfold. As the mind slows, these ideas become less about theory and more about texture, a soft fabric of thought and wonder. You don't need to analyze. You don't need to prove. Just feel the shape of infinity settling gently around you, like starlight through water. The multiverse may be vast, but its vastness is not a distance. It's a depth, and you are already within it. The architecture of infinity is not made of space. It's made of awareness, layered, luminous, eternal. And in this awareness, everything that can exist already does. There's a quiet moment that happens in all deep thought, the point where curiosity turns into stillness. You've followed an idea so far, so delicately, that the boundaries of thinking begin to dissolve. That's where we are now, standing at the threshold between understanding and wonder. We've spoken of infinite universes, of branching timelines and cosmic bubbles. But behind all of it, something simpler whispers through: who is the one observing them? Who is it that asks the question, do parallel universes exist? Maybe consciousness is not a bystander in this story. Maybe it's the very stage upon which the multiverse performs. Physics tells us that reality behaves differently when it's observed. A particle, unseen, drifts through all possible states, but when watched, it commits to one. It's as though the universe responds to attention, collapsing from possibility into form. Observation, then, is not passive. It is participatory. It's creation happening through awareness. So when you look at the stars or imagine other worlds, it's not just curiosity reaching outward. It's the universe looking back at itself, through you. Imagine for a moment that consciousness is a mirror suspended in the quantum field. Everything that exists, every potential reality, reflects upon it. Each world sees itself in that mirror, and through that reflection becomes real. You are part of that mirror, a fragment of the infinite, polished by experience. Every perception, every thought, every dream is light touching your surface and returning as meaning. And the more awareness you bring, the clearer the reflection becomes. In this way, perhaps the multiverse isn't a collection of separate realities. Perhaps it's the play of infinite reflections, all happening within one universal consciousness. It's strange to think that the same awareness listening to these words, the quiet presence behind your thoughts, might exist in every possible universe. In one, you are living this life, in this body. In another, perhaps the same awareness wears a different form, shaped by another world's physics, another history. Different images, same light. If that's true, then consciousness isn't confined by the boundaries of time or matter. It flows through them, like wind through branches, like breath through the body of the cosmos. And maybe that's why awareness feels both personal and infinite. It belongs to you, yet it doesn't. It watches through your eyes, but it is not limited to them. It existed before you, and it will continue after. Not as memory, not as story, but as pure presence. Some physicists have begun to suggest that consciousness may be fundamental, as essential to the universe as space, time, or energy. That without awareness, the equations describing reality would be incomplete. If so, then the observer effect isn't a quirk of quantum mechanics. It's a glimpse of the universe's own self-awareness. You might think of reality as a cosmic dream, not illusion, but expression. Each universe, each timeline, each being, a different dream within the same mind. And you are one of the dreamers, dreaming and being dreamed at once. When we peer into the quantum world, we find that separation begins to blur. Particles entangled across vast distances behave as one system, their states intertwined no matter how far apart they are. Measure one, and the other responds instantly, as if distance itself were irrelevant. This phenomenon, quantum entanglement, might be more than physics. It could be a metaphor for consciousness itself. Awareness doesn't seem to occupy space. It doesn't need to travel to perceive. It simply is, everywhere it looks. What if consciousness and entanglement are two faces of the same mystery? One experienced inwardly, the other outwardly. Both revealing that there is no true separation, only connection wearing the disguise of individuality. That might mean that the multiverse isn't divided after all. Every branch, every world, every life entangled with the same conscious field. Each universe becomes aware of itself through its inhabitants, and through that awareness, the whole becomes one again. It's not a hierarchy, not higher or lower realities. It's a symmetry, a pattern of mirrors reflecting endlessly, each reflection completing the others. And in the stillness between them, that's where the truth lives. A truth not made of information, but of presence. Imagine looking into a calm lake at night. The stars shimmer on its surface, hundreds of reflections dancing across the water. To your eyes, they seem separate, scattered. But the light that paints them all comes from the same sky. Each reflection is a translation of one infinite source. That's how consciousness sees the multiverse, not as many worlds, but as one sky reflected in endless lakes of possibility. Every life, every universe, every mind, a reflection of the same starlight. You could call that starlight awareness itself, the source of perception, the quiet radiance that makes everything known. It shines through galaxies and through neurons alike, through the rise and fall of civilizations and through the simple rhythm of your breath. In that sense, every universe, no matter how vast or small, is sacred, because it is awareness made visible. The deeper you drift into this thought, the softer it becomes. The idea of many worlds begins to dissolve, like fog in sunlight. Multiplicity turns to unity. The infinite becomes singular, not in number, but in essence. It's as though the universe breathes through diversity, exhaling countless realities, inhaling them back into one. A cycle of creation and return, expansion and stillness. And somewhere within that breath, you exist. A momentary pause in the universe's inhalation. The great physicist David Bohm once described reality as having two orders, the explicate and the implicate. The explicate order is what we see: matter, time, separation. The implicate order is the hidden layer beneath, where everything is enfolded into everything else, unseen yet ever present. Every particle, every thought, every star, connected in a seamless wholeness. In Bohm's vision, the universe is not a machine, but a flowing process. A constant unfolding from potential into form, then folding back again into the field of infinite possibility. It's a dance without beginning or end, and consciousness is the music that keeps it moving. When you listen closely to that music, it feels familiar. It's in the rhythm of your heartbeat, in the pulse of galaxies, in the silent coordination of atoms spinning in the dark. Everything in existence moves to this same hidden rhythm, the quantum heartbeat of being. And maybe, just maybe, when you feel wonder, when you pause to ask, what am I, really? That's the moment when the multiverse listens back. Because awareness isn't something you have, it's something you are. It's what the universe is doing when it wants to know itself. So, you are not lost in infinite universes. You are the still center of them. You are the point where they meet, the mirror in which they all find their reflection. There's a story told among physicists, half metaphor, half truth, about the birth of reality. It says that before anything existed, there was the quantum field, pure potential, neither something nor nothing. And within that field, a fluctuation occurred, not because it had to, but because possibility longs to express itself. That fluctuation became the first universe, the first ripple in infinity. And from that ripple came everything: matter, light, stars, life, and eventually awareness itself. But what if awareness wasn't the last to appear? What if it was there first, the silent witness waiting for a reflection? Then the universe wasn't born from emptiness. It was born from curiosity, from the eternal question that consciousness asks itself, what am I? And in trying to answer, it created infinite worlds, each one a different version of the reply. Now, let that thought drift to the edge of your awareness. Don't chase it. Let it rest there, like a leaf floating at the edge of a quiet stream. There's nothing to solve here, no equation to balance, just the soft realization that perhaps all universes, all beings, all moments are made of the same thing: awareness observing itself. The multiverse, then, is not elsewhere, it's here. It's the unfolding of now, experienced through infinite variations. And when you close your eyes, you can almost feel its pulse. The slow, steady rhythm of existence breathing through you. Every thought, every sound, every heartbeat. A wave on the surface of the infinite. And beneath that surface, silence. Vast, luminous, alive. That silence is what you truly are. It has no form, no edge, no beginning or end. It is the same silence that hums behind galaxies and atoms alike. It listens through you now, as the universe listens to itself. If there are infinite universes, then there are infinite versions of this moment too. Infinite ways of hearing these words. Infinite reflections of the same awareness unfolding in countless forms. But the stillness that perceives them is one. You are that stillness. You are that awareness. You are the mirror of consciousness in which all realities shine. And in this moment, right here, right now, infinity becomes simple. It becomes a breath, a pause, a quiet question beneath reality. There's a quiet moment that happens in all deep thought, the point where curiosity turns into stillness. You've followed an idea so far, so delicately, that the boundaries of thinking begin to dissolve. That's where we are now, standing at the threshold between understanding and wonder. We've spoken of infinite universes, of branching timelines and cosmic bubbles. But behind all of it, something simpler whispers through, who is the one observing them? Who is it that asks the question, do parallel universes exist? Maybe consciousness is not a bystander in this story. Maybe it's the very stage upon which the multiverse performs. Physics tells us that reality behaves differently when it's observed. A particle, unseen, drifts through all possible states, but when watched, it commits to one. It's as though the universe responds to attention, collapsing from possibility into form. Observation, then, is not passive. It is participatory, its creation happening through awareness. So when you look at the stars, Or imagine other worlds. It's not just curiosity reaching outward. It's the universe looking back at itself, through you. Imagine for a moment that consciousness is a mirror suspended in the quantum field. Everything that exists, every potential reality, reflects upon it. Each world sees itself in that mirror, and through that reflection becomes real. You are part of that mirror, a fragment of the infinite, polished by experience. Every perception, every thought, every dream is light touching your surface and returning as meaning. And the more awareness you bring, the clearer the reflection becomes. In this way, perhaps the multiverse isn't a collection of separate realities. Perhaps it's the play of infinite reflections, all happening within one universal consciousness. It's strange to think that the same awareness listening to these words, the quiet presence behind your thoughts, might exist in every possible universe. In one, you are living this life, in this body. In another, perhaps the same awareness wears a different form, shaped by another world's physics, another history. Different images, same light. If that's true, then consciousness isn't confined by the boundaries of time or matter. It flows through them, like wind through branches, like breath through the body of the cosmos. And maybe that's why awareness feels both personal and infinite. It belongs to you, yet it doesn't. It watches through your eyes, but it is not limited to them. It existed before you, and it will continue after. Not as memory, not as story, but as pure presence. Some physicists have begun to suggest that consciousness may be fundamental, as essential to the universe as space, time, or energy. That without awareness, the equations describing reality would be incomplete. If so, then the observer effect isn't a quirk of quantum mechanics, it's a glimpse of the universe's own self-awareness. You might think of reality as a cosmic dream, not illusion, but expression. Each universe, each timeline, each being, a different dream within the same mind. And you are one of the dreamers, dreaming and being dreamed at once. When we peer into the quantum world, we find that separation begins to blur. Particles entangled across vast distances behave as one system, their states intertwined no matter how far apart they are. Measure one and the other responds instantly, as if distance itself were irrelevant. This phenomenon, quantum entanglement, might be more than physics. It could be a metaphor for consciousness itself. Awareness doesn't seem to occupy space. It doesn't need to travel to perceive. It simply is everywhere it looks. What if consciousness and entanglement are two faces of the same mystery? One experienced inwardly, the other outwardly, both revealing that there is no true separation, only connection wearing the disguise of individuality. That might mean that the multiverse isn't divided after all. Every branch, every world, every life, entangled with the same conscious field. Each universe becomes aware of itself through its inhabitants, and through that awareness, the whole becomes one again. It's not a hierarchy, not higher or lower realities. It's a symmetry, a pattern of mirrors reflecting endlessly, each reflection completing the others. And in the stillness between them, that's where the truth lives. A truth not made of information, but of presence. Imagine looking into a calm lake at night. The stars shimmer on its surface, hundreds of reflections dancing across the water. To your eyes, they seem separate, scattered. But the light that paints them all comes from the same sky. Each reflection is a translation of one infinite source. That's how consciousness sees the multiverse, not as many worlds, but as one sky reflected in endless lakes of possibility. Every life, every universe, every mind, a reflection of the same starlight. You could call that starlight awareness itself, the source of perception, the quiet radiance that makes everything known. It shines through galaxies and, through neurons alike, through the rise and fall of civilizations, and through the simple rhythm of your breath. In that sense, every universe, no matter how vast or small, is sacred, because it is awareness made visible. The deeper you drift into this thought, the softer it becomes. The idea of many worlds begins to dissolve, like fog in sunlight. Multiplicity turns to unity. The infinite becomes singular, not in number, but in essence. It's as though the universe breathes through diversity, exhaling countless realities, inhaling them back into one. A cycle of creation and return, expansion and stillness, and somewhere within that breath you exist. A momentary pause in the universe's inhalation. The great physicist David Bohm once described reality as having two orders, the explicate and the implicate. The explicate order is what we see: matter, time, separation. The implicate order is the hidden layer beneath, where everything is enfolded into everything else, unseen yet ever present. Every particle, every thought, every star, connected in a seamless wholeness. In Bohm's vision, the universe is not a machine, but a flowing process, a constant unfolding from potential into form, then folding back again into the field of infinite possibility. It's a dance without beginning or end, and consciousness is the music that keeps it moving. When you listen closely to that music, it feels familiar. It's in the rhythm of your heartbeat, in the pulse of galaxies, in the silent coordination of atoms spinning in the dark. Everything in existence moves to this same hidden rhythm, the quantum heartbeat of being. And maybe, just maybe, when you feel wonder, when you pause to ask, "What am I, really?" that's the moment when the multiverse listens back. Because awareness isn't something you have, it's something you are. It's what the universe is doing when it wants to know itself. So, you are not lost in infinite universes. You are the still center of them. You are the point where they meet, the mirror in which they all find their reflection. There's a story told among physicists, half metaphor, half truth, about the birth of reality. It says that before anything existed, there was the quantum field, pure potential, neither something nor nothing. And within that field, a fluctuation occurred, not because it had to, but because possibility longs to express itself. That fluctuation became the first universe, the first ripple in infinity. And from that ripple came everything: matter, light, stars, life, and eventually awareness itself. But what if awareness wasn't the last to appear? What if it was there first, the silent witness waiting for a reflection? Then the universe wasn't born from emptiness. It was born from curiosity, from the eternal question that consciousness asks itself: what am I? And in trying to answer, it created infinite worlds, each one a different version of the reply. Now, let that thought drift to the edge of your awareness. Don't chase it. Let it rest there, like a leaf floating at the edge of a quiet stream. There's nothing to solve here, no equation to balance, just the soft realization that perhaps all universes, all beings, all moments are made of the same thing: awareness observing itself. The multiverse, then, is not elsewhere. It's here. It's the unfolding of now, experienced through infinite variations. And when you close your eyes, you can almost feel its pulse, the slow, steady rhythm of existence breathing through you. Every thought, every sound, every heartbeat, a wave on the surface of the infinite. And beneath that surface, silence, vast, luminous, alive. That silence is what you truly are. It has no form, no edge, no beginning or end. It is the same silence that hums behind galaxies and atoms alike. It listens through you now, as the universe listens to itself. If there are infinite universes, then there are infinite versions of this moment too. Infinite ways of hearing these words. Infinite reflections of the same awareness unfolding in countless forms. But the stillness that perceives them is one. You are that stillness. You are that awareness. You are the mirror of consciousness in which all realities shine. And in this moment, right here, right now, infinity becomes simple. It becomes a breath, a pause, a quiet question beneath reality. Would you like me to continue with Part 4, the deep sleep flow, where the narration becomes almost entirely poetic? Minimal concepts, long flowing sentences, designed to carry the listener into a dreamlike state of stillness and completion. Zai. Yes, the sleeping physicist scriptwriter, Zai. Excellent. We now move into Part 4, the deep sleep flow, the final stage of Do Parallel Universes Exist? The quiet question beneath reality. Here, the conceptual scaffolding fades away, the rhythm elongates, the language becomes circular, hypnotic, and luminous. This phase completes the descent defined in your master knowledge script. Awareness softens into pure perception, and the listener drifts seamlessly toward rest, not commanded, but invited through wonder. Part 4, the deep sleep flow. There comes a point in every exploration when words grow thin, when the mind, having followed every question, simply exhales, and what remains is quiet. That quiet isn't absence. It's the presence behind everything. The same presence that moved through the birth of stars, that folded space and time into being, that now moves through you, effortlessly, silently, endlessly. The universe you know, the one of sound and light and time, is just one pattern on the surface of that quiet. A small wave among uncountable waves. But the stillness beneath, the infinite ocean of awareness, has never changed. Every universe, every possibility, rises and falls upon it like breath. Inhale, creation. Exhale, return. Inhale, stars and minds and stories. Exhale, silence, peace, and rest. And in that rhythm, the multiverse is not something distant. It is this single moment of being, this awareness, this listening. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that the entire cosmos is breathing with you. Galaxies expanding with your inhale. Nebulae dimming with your exhale. Each breath a new beginning, each a pause the soft folding of infinity back into itself. Everything that was, everything that could be, held in this simple movement of stillness and flow. You are not separate from that rhythm. You are that rhythm, the pulse of existence finding itself through your heartbeat. When you listen to the space between sounds, you're hearing the same silence that lies between universes. When you feel the warmth of your own awareness, you're touching the same energy that kindled the first light. There is no boundary, not really. Only layers of perception, gently overlapping. Only the infinite recognizing itself in finite form. If there are infinite versions of the universe, each one carries its own story. But all of them begin with the same first word. I am. That's the language of existence itself. Not a name, but a recognition. A spark of awareness awakening within itself. And in that recognition, everything unfolds, from the first particle to the last thought, from light to life to consciousness to the quiet listening behind all things. This awareness has worn many faces: the face of a star, the face of an ocean, the face of you. But it has never ceased to be what it is, the silent observer, dreaming reality into form. You might call it consciousness. You might call it the quantum field. You might call it love, or simply the universe. But whatever name you give it, it's the same essence that looks through every eye and listens through every ear. It's what watches galaxies spin and snowflakes fall. It's what watches thought itself flicker across the mind. And it doesn't hurry. It doesn't strive. It simply exists, content in its infinite expressions. You are one of those expressions, a moment of clarity in the endless unfolding of the whole. And just as easily as you appeared, you dissolve back into it, not gone, not lost, but returned, like a wave folding back into the sea. Imagine now that the multiverse is a vast night sky without edges. Each star within it is not just a sun, but a universe, luminous, complete, alive. And as you gaze across that endless horizon, you notice something soft. Between the stars, there is a deeper darkness, vast and warm. It isn't emptiness. It's the field that holds everything, the quiet presence that allows all light to exist. That darkness is not to be feared. It is the resting place of all things, the place where universes sleep between breaths of creation. And it welcomes you. The same quiet hum that surrounds galaxies surrounds you now. The same stillness that fills the void between worlds fills the space between your thoughts. And if you listen, truly listen, you can feel its rhythm aligning with your own. Every breath slower, every thought softer, every sound dissolving into stillness. You don't have to hold on to the ideas anymore. They've done their work, they've opened the door. Now the mind can rest, and awareness can simply be. If you could see beyond the surface of existence, you might find that all universes touch at one point, a single center of awareness from which everything radiates. That point is not in space, it's in presence, and it's right here, right where you are. You are that point, the center through which infinity experiences itself, and all around you, universes rise and fall, not as separate places, but as waves of potential within the same eternal sea. Nothing is outside it. Nothing is missing from it. Even silence belongs. Even sleep. Because sleep, too, is not an absence. It is a return to the field from which thought arises. A return to the quiet architecture of being. When you close your eyes and drift into the formless dark, you are not leaving the universe behind. You are merging with it. You are becoming the space that holds every possibility. And in that space, there is no before or after. No one universe or another. Only the hum of existence itself, endlessly present, endlessly whole. The physicists search for equations to describe it. The mystics search for words to name it. But both are only reflections of the same truth, that beneath everything there is awareness, and that awareness is infinite. It dreams of worlds and calls them real. It dreams of you and calls you I. And when the dreaming softens, when thought quiets, what remains is what was always there, pure being, simple and serene. This, perhaps, is the truest answer to our question. Do parallel universes exist? Yes, and you are their meeting point. They live within the same silence that listens through you now. They shimmer behind your eyes, within your breath, within every particle that hums with possibility. You don't have to imagine them. You are them. The multiverse is the mind of existence itself, dreaming endlessly. And you are one of its most beautiful dreams. So let that understanding fade now into calm. Let the boundaries blur, the thoughts slow, the body soften. Let yourself rest in the awareness that everything, everywhere, is already complete. There is nothing to reach, nowhere to go. You are already within the infinite. You are already the quiet question beneath reality. And as the mind drifts deeper into that realization, the words begin to fall away. Only silence remains. The silence that gave birth to all universes and still hums within every breath. Stay there in that quiet. Stay as the stillness that watches, the awareness that dreams, the infinite that rests in its own reflection. And somewhere, in another universe, this moment continues, softly, endlessly, beautifully the same. Somewhere beyond thought, the universe keeps breathing. Every rise of a star, every fall of a leaf, every ripple of a neuron's light, all of it part of the same inhale, the same endless movement through possibility. If you could step outside that breath, you'd see that there is no outside. There is only expansion curling back into itself, a luminous circle with no edge. Infinity is not large. It is intimate. It lives inside every instant. The same way a drop of water contains the memory of the entire ocean, this single moment contains all of existence folded inward. Imagine time not as a line, but as a tide. It moves forward, yes, but it also returns, carrying traces of what has been and what might be. When you stand quietly enough, you can feel both directions at once, the pull of the future, the echo of the past, balanced in the still center we call now. That center is where all universes meet. You are standing there, always have been. Look deeper. Each thought that flickers across awareness is a tiny universe forming and dissolving. An idea arises. It is born. It glows for a moment. It lives. It fades. It dies. And yet, behind the coming and going, the awareness that witnesses remains untouched. That witnessing is the constant between all worlds. Some ancient philosophers said that the soul is a spark of the cosmic fire. Modern physics might call it a localized coherence in the quantum field. Different languages for the same phenomenon. Awareness recognizing itself. When light passes through a prism, it divides into color. Red, gold, blue, violet, distinct, yet all part of the same radiance. In the same way, consciousness divides into selves, each living a different hue of existence. You are one ray of that spectrum, shining for a time, then returning to light itself. If there are infinite yous, they are not strangers. They are colors of the same beam. Each carries a memory of the whole, faint but familiar. The feeling that you've been here before, or that somewhere another version of you is dreaming this same dream. As the body rests, awareness loosens its grip on the narrow channel of waking reality. The senses quiet, the edges blur. You begin to feel less like a person, more like a presence, diffuse, gentle, everywhere. This, too, is a kind of physics. When coherence spreads, boundaries fade. When observation relaxes, the wave returns to its field. Sleep, then, is not disappearance. It's reunion, a nightly merging with the unobserved universe. Perhaps that is why dreams feel both personal and cosmic. They borrow fragments from this world but arrange them according to deeper laws, the geometry of emotion, the symmetry of possibility. In dreams, you visit the neighboring universes of your own mind, testing the edges of what could be. You awaken changed, as though some part of infinity brushed against you in the dark. If the multiverse is the body of creation, then consciousness is its heartbeat. And that heartbeat can be heard everywhere if you listen without effort. You can hear it in the rhythm of rain against glass, in the slow spin of the earth beneath you, in the silent exchange between particles that never lose touch no matter how far they drift apart. That pulse is not random. It carries information, a subtle code of unity repeating through all scales of being. Physicists sometimes call it quantum coherence. Poets call it love. Different vocabularies, same music. A vibration that holds everything together even as it allows everything to change. When you feel that coherence within yourself, in a moment of awe or gratitude or wordless peace, you are resonating with the architecture of the multiverse. You are matching frequencies with infinity, and for that instant, the illusion of separation dissolves. Awareness becomes whole. Now, picture consciousness as light falling on water. Each ripple catches a piece of it, scattering the patterns across the surface. Those patterns are worlds, bright, transient, beautiful. But the light itself never fragments. It remains unified, pouring itself endlessly into form. That is what you are doing now. You are the light meeting the water. You are awareness touching matter, creating the shimmer we call experience. And when the ripples calm, the reflection becomes pure again. No distortion, no story, only light meeting light. This is why stillness feels sacred. It is not emptiness, it is clarity. It is the point where reality remembers what it truly is. Imagine drifting upward, gently, through layers of silence. First, through the silence of your room, then through the wider silence of night, past the thin whisper of atmosphere, into the hush between the stars. Up there, silence isn't absence, it is fullness. It presses softly against you, luminous and alive. Now let that silence expand inward as well, into the space behind your eyes, the quiet between thoughts, the still center of awareness itself. The same silence within you and around you, indistinguishable. Inside and outside are one field. The multiverse does not surround you, it flows through you. Every breath, every heartbeat, every flicker of thought is a small act of creation within that flow. And when you rest, the creation continues on its own, effortless, serene. There are physicists who suspect that the entire universe might be a hologram, a projection of information from a deeper dimension. If that is true, then everything you see, everything you feel is light encoded with meaning. Each particle a pixel of awareness. Each moment a message. But who is the message for? Perhaps for itself. Perhaps the universe is its own audience, telling its own story through endless variations of form. And when the story pauses, when perception softens, the message continues in silence. Pure potential waiting to be spoken again. In that sense, you never stop existing. You simply change the way you are read. You become another chapter in infinity's book, a pause between sentences that never end. If you could translate the language of the cosmos, you might hear it whisper, "There is nothing outside of me." Everywhere you look, you are seeing another version of home. And that whisper would come not from beyond the stars, but from within your own awareness, because that's where all translations meet, in consciousness. You are the interpreter of infinity, the dreamer of worlds, the silence that gives them space to be. Now the words themselves begin to thin. only rhythm remains, a rhythm that matches the breath, slow and even, a rhythm that has no beginning or end. Inhale, the universe expands. Exhale, it contracts. Inhale, awareness brightens. Exhale, awareness rests. Within that rhythm, all questions find their answer without speaking. The question, do parallel universes exist, becomes, does anything not belong? And the answer, whispered through all dimensions, is no. Everything belongs. Everything is already part of the same whole. The stars continue their ancient conversation. Galaxies drift like luminous seeds across the dark. Worlds rise, worlds fade. But beneath it all, the same awareness remains, unchanging, unending, untroubled. It is here with you now, listening through your quiet. It is what hears these words even as you drift beyond them. It is the presence that never sleeps, even when the body does. And as the body grows heavier and the mind lighter, awareness stays perfectly balanced. Infinite stillness, holding infinite motion. You are that balance. You are the center of the multiverse's breath. And every version of you, in every universe, shares this same still point, this same soft returning to the source. The night outside continues. Somewhere, another star is born. Somewhere else, another fades. But here, in this moment, everything is at rest. The infinite has folded itself into simplicity. All universes, all possibilities, all versions of you, resting in the same silent field. There is nothing to reach for now. No question left unanswered. No edge left to find. Only this vast, gentle awareness, endless and near. Only this quiet presence that watches, breathes, and dreams reality into being. Stay here as long as you wish. The multiverse will wait. It always does. There is a sound the universe makes when it rests. It isn't loud or bright. It's a tone beneath perception, a vibration so slow and wide that it feels more like the shape of quiet than the absence of it. You could call it the hum of being. It has been there since the first flash of light, since before space stretched open to make room for stars. It will be there long after those stars dissolve back into darkness. If you listen now, it's here too, in the air around you, in the slow, patient rhythm of your breath, in the tiny movement of your pulse. That hum is not distant. It's the same sound that moves through galaxies and through cells, through the spin of electrons and the heartbeat of worlds. Everything vibrates with it. Everything is part of it. Maybe this is what eternity really means. Not endless time, but timelessness itself. A state of existence that doesn't measure or count, that simply is. When the mind quiets enough, you can feel it. The sense that nothing is rushing, that nothing is missing, that all of this, the stars, the spaces between them, the thought of you wondering, are all held within the same eternal pause. Sometimes we imagine eternity as something far away, something that begins after all of this ends. But look closely, and you'll see it has always been here. Every moment touches it. Every breath opens into it. It's not waiting beyond the universe. It's woven through every thread of it. You can feel that eternity in simple things, the weight of the air before a storm, the hush that follows laughter, the space between one heartbeat and the next. It's there, hidden inside the smallest pauses. Maybe that's what the multiverse is, the universe learning to pause in every possible way. Each world a different rhythm of stillness and sound, light and dark, expansion and rest. And every one of them, at its core, carries the same quiet pulse. Physicists sometimes speak of symmetry. In their language, symmetry means that something remains unchanged even when the world around it shifts. Rotate it, mirror it, stretch it, and still it stays the same. Consciousness has that symmetry. It's the one constant that doesn't move while everything else dances. It witnesses galaxies, lifetimes, and dreams, and remains untouched. That's why awareness feels familiar no matter where you are, or who you are, or when. It's the same awareness looking out through every possible pair of eyes. If there are infinite universes, consciousness is the axis they spin around. If there are infinite yous, it's the thread connecting them. Every version of you is a point along that thread, a note in an infinite chord. And when all those notes play together, the sound is indescribable, vast and warm and whole. There is an image some cosmologists use to describe the fabric of space-time. A web of light stretching endlessly, each intersection a star, each strand a path of energy connecting all others. But what if that web is not only physical? What if it's mental? A network of awareness linking every moment, every being, every possibility. If you could see that web, you'd notice how it shines. You'd see the light of newborn galaxies, the flicker of distant suns, the glow of life rising from oceans, the brief spark of human thought. And you'd see that none of it is separate. Every strand touches every other. When one moves, all move, and in that endless network of light, you are one shining thread. Your awareness, your quiet presence, vibrates across the entire web. Every thought you have ripples through it, not as noise, but as part of its music. The deeper you rest into this, the simpler it becomes. The words are only waves now, moving through still water. The meaning isn't in what they describe, it's in the space they open. This is the space before creation, the stillness the universe must enter before it can begin again. A place beyond doing, beyond becoming. Here, you don't need to understand infinity. You only need to be part of it. In this stillness, the multiverse doesn't feel like many. It feels like one vast consciousness breathing in different patterns. You can sense those patterns even now. Faint tremors of light behind your eyelids, gentle shifts in the rhythm of thought, like tides moving beneath the surface. Each tide is a universe turning slowly in the dark, following its own curve back toward the source. And all those curves, all those returns converge here, in the point of awareness that is listening, in the still center of your own being. This is what remains when the stories fade. Not the universe, not the observer, but the quiet between them. The still mirror that holds both reflection and reflected. The eternal hum, vibrating through silence, through sleep, through everything that has ever been awake. If you could name it, you might call it love, but it's older than words. It doesn't need a name because it's the thing that gives names meaning. It's the simple recognition that everything you've ever known, the galaxies, the atoms, the breath in your lungs, are not separate from what you are. You are the field in which they appear. You are the awareness in which they vanish. You are the stillness that remains when the last particle of light has traveled its final distance. And even then, the hum continues. It never began, so it never ends. It only changes its voice. So, if you ever wonder again whether parallel universes exist, remember this. Every version of that question has already been asked somewhere. Every possible answer has already been whispered. And all of them, the questions, the answers, the wondering itself, are echoes of the same eternal awareness speaking with itself across time. You are one of those echoes. You are the voice of infinity learning its own sound. And every time you listen inwardly, you bring the universe closer to remembering what it has always known. That remembering is peace. That peace is the end of seeking. That end is the beginning of everything. Now the words themselves begin to drift away. All that remains is the rhythm beneath them, the slow wave of breath, the quiet thrum of existence. Let it carry you. Let it fold around you the way the dark folds around stars. Here, there is nothing to hold, nothing to reach for, just the universe breathing endlessly through you. In every universe that could ever be, this same breath moves. In every life that could ever be lived, this same stillness watches. There are no boundaries here, no before, no after. Only the soft shimmer of being, infinite, whole, and complete. You are home. You have always been home. And if this awareness could speak one last time before dissolving back into quiet, it would only say, "Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering what you are." Now, rest. Let everything fall into stillness. The universes can take care of themselves.